my name's Lauren Merrill, and I'm a graduate student in biology at UCSB. And this winter, I'm going to be teaching a class called Field Biology for the Future. And we're going to be using cutting-edge field and lab techniques to better understand the forces that shape the natural world. So what exactly is the focus of this course? Well, we're going to be examining how an animal's ecology is linked to the strength of its immune system. Now, this might raise some questions, so we'll look at this in a little more detail. Animal's ecology refers to how an animal interacts with other individuals, so other animals, as well as how it interacts with the environment. What do we mean by strength of the immune system? Well, just like in people, animals have varying levels of immune function. And so you know how some people tend to get more sick than others. We see the same thing in animals. And so we're going to be looking at some relationships between how strong their immune system is and what their ecology is. So this raised some more questions. What do parasites and immunity against parasites have to do with an animal's ecology? Well, as it turns out, a lot. Parasites are capable of exerting enormous selective or evolutionary pressure on their hosts. In fact, the cost of having a parasite is so great that hosts have evolved counter strategies to counteract the forces of the parasites. In fact, we think that sex evolved to fight parasites, but it gets even cooler than that. So many of the impressive displays and behaviors that we think of in the natural world are related directly or indirectly to the strength of an individual's immune system. If we look at some of these images up here, look at the bull moose fighting up in the left and the bull elephant seals fighting in the right. Their success is directly linked to their condition and their health, and that's related to how good their immune system is. If we look at the male magnificent frigate bird in the middle, we can see that bright red pouch that he's got under his throat. Well, they use that to try to attract females, but it's really cool because the brightness of that red pouch is directly linked to how many parasites that particular male has. And females can tell whether that male has parasites or not based off of the coloration and whether there are spots on that color. In addition, the number of eggs that a female lays, the song that a male bird sings, and even the number of spots and size of the feathers in a peacock are all related to the strength of the individual's immune systems. And we'll go over that in a lot more detail over the course of the class. We're going to be integrating techniques from numerous disciplines over the course of this class. We're going to do some field biology. So we're going to go outside. We're going to do some observations of birds. And we're actually going to be trapping and measuring wild birds. We're also going to do some behavioral ecology. You guys are going to design and run an experiment looking at female mate choice in guppies. We're also going to integrate a little bit of immunology. And so we're going to take a test that's used to study the strength of an individual's immune system, and we're going to use that we're actually going to use blood that we've collected from the birds that we've captured to look at how strong their immune systems are. We're also going to talk a little bit about the endocrine system. And so this is the part of the body that's responsible for regulating hormones like testosterone and estrogen, and talk about how that influences levels of immune function in animals. We'll talk a little bit about physiology. And again, this is the study of function in animals. And we'll primarily focus on metabolic rate, metabolic activity, and how that relates to investment of energy into the immune system versus other activities like reproduction. And finally, we'll talk a little bit about parasites and their role in the whole equation. And if we add this all together, we get something called ecological immunology, which is totally as cool as it looks. And you're never going to look at the natural world the same way at the end of this class. I hope you'll join me.